Good evening, everybody. I want to thank you for coming out and supporting all of the students and everything that we have been doing in my class. So my name is Miss Waite, and I am the 10th grade English teacher at Benjamin Carson High School. So I teach all of the 10th grade students, and we spend second semester looking at the question, what is freedom? And we read a bunch of texts, we watch different documentaries, we analyze photos, we look at poems and songs and short stories and books, and the students discuss their interpretations of these things, and then they get to express their own views on that topic through writing. So we journal, the students write poems, they write short stories, and they write essays. And then they pick the piece that they like the best or they think is the strongest, and we spend a week going back and editing it, and then they submit it. And me and a team of teachers sit down and select the pieces that work the best together, and they get published in the book. And so today you are at the launch party for this book that gets
Good
published.
evening, everyone. Good evening. My name is Kyria Taylor, and I wrote the poem called Cuff Broken and Awoke. Sheltered, scared, and alone, afraid of letting our feelings be shown. Unclear views for the future, emotions rolled up as tears drip from the suture. I'm not the color of my skin, or the rage of my feelings. I'm a girl that has a hard time healing. From not being able to vote, or hiding behind shadows of men, being beaten and raped time and time again. I'm not the color of my skin, or the rage of feelings. I'm a girl that has a hard time healing. Makeup to cover all the discoloration that people point out every day, bringing down my self-esteem at the things people say. I'm not the color of my skin, or the rage of feelings. I'm a girl that has a hard time healing. Drowning with frustration, telling myself I have the drive and dedication, ambition, achievement, and aspiration, and rising above any allegations. I'm not the color of my skin, or the rage of my feelings. I'm a girl that has a hard time healing.
Okay, girl.
Hello, everyone. My name is Renee Reed, and I'm in Carson, 10th grade, East Lake class, favorite class. My poem is called Freedom Hurts. Just because I am free doesn't mean I am free. I am not as free as I can be. I will never be free as long as there's a me. Not under the control or in the power of another, my freedom is undercover. Freedom is held over our heads like an umbrella. Drip, drop, more things stacking on top. Building up a wall between our freedom and where we are. We are far from free. If anything, we are like the cat trapped inside a moribund tree. Silently calling for help, but no one is coming. No one on our side, no one there to fight. We only have ourselves, no one there to help. Freedom has a cost. Freedom is not free. Freedom costs us our lives and tells us who we can be. We will never really be free.
Hi, my name is Cymiah, and I wrote the poem called Colored Child. Freedom gives your mind a paintbrush, and your world is the canvas. It all goes how you plan it. Commit crimes, you're a criminal. Hidden lies, you're subliminal. Now isn't that pitiful? How most black men go to prison for something typical? How hypocritical. Will your freedom be taken for acknowledging what your race is? I thought they had a place for all the races. Because they so persuasive, talk their way out of mazes and head away to an oasis. Everything is drastically changing. Can you tell me how are you going to change this? Change the color of my skin. I don't want to be a colored child.
Hi, my name is Kyria Jackson, and I am going to be reading an excerpt from my short story called Wrong Places. Have you ever been wrongfully convicted on 2 counts of murder and robbery? I have, I said, while talking to one of my inmates, Drew. It's 12 a.m. and I can't really sleep. I'm laying down on the most uncomfortable bed I have ever laid on. So how old are you, kid? You don't look that old, Drew said. I'm 18. Dang, how did you get in prison for 35 to life? I guess it was just being at the wrong place at the wrong time. But I swear I didn't do... Man, I didn't even know what was happening. So what happened? Basically, me and my friends were at the park playing basketball and having a good time. Next thing you know, a group of guys walk up to us starting trouble. I'm 5'8", so the men had to be at least 6'2" or taller. They were trying to rough us up, and one thing led to another, and one of my friends, Trey, ended up throwing a gun in my hand that I didn't even know he had. There was blood all over him, and he pushed me to the 2 dead bodies on the ground and fled. By the time I stood up, cops were everywhere, and I was being taken away in handcuffs. That is crazy. What is your name? Oh, my name is Jerry. Well, Jerry, how do you plan to clear your name and get out of here? I'm not quite sure. My trial is tomorrow, so hopefully after I give my testimony, they'll realize I'm really innocent and let me free. We will see. Get some rest, little guy. It's late, and you have a big day ahead. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Sharrod, and I'll be reading my poem, Free Without Freedom. I'm like a bird in a jungle with its wings clipped. Can't fly like the rest, so I'd rather be caged. Ain't no love in my heart, I try to dash with rage. When I asked for opportunity, they only gave me a page. Flying birds got a book, see why we can't be the same? It's the knowledge we can gain from what society gives. It's tuition, is what the page read. I can pick up a pen, or pick up a pistol. Work for fully grown feathers, live in a cage. I'm gonna pick up a pen and write the next page. Wait for fully grown feathers and fly a new range.
I don't have a story. My name's Bob Gillardi, and I'm a very fortunate person because I get to work with Ben Carson and help the school develop projects like this. They're part of a network of schools that are following a program called Link Learning. And the whole idea of the program is to link the world of education to the real world, to do things like this. Now, all of you that are high school graduates, did you ever get a chance to write a book and publish it here like this? So this is the way of this school, and we're very fortunate because of that. And I would say that this project is the perfect example of what is trying to be achieved at this school and some others, but they're doing this all over Ben Carson. So we're very fortunate, and the children that go to Ben, I think, are very fortunate as well. Lots of people to thank about this, certainly the administration, Mr. Todd and Ms. Mia, who hold down the fort in the office and support this program so the teachers can go on. Ms. Maher cannot be left out because she provides a level of energy to the instruction and to the teachers here. But most of all, Ms. Wade. She sort of represents the 4 P's on this. Passion, persistence, planning, pedagogy, teaching. All right? So of course, she's the champ, but here are the stars, and they put in so much work on this, and it's just not easy. Imagine this: you never did this, and you never submitted something for publication to be rejected, to be edited, and to learn from the things that you didn't do right, how to do it right the next time. So this is what's happening here, and I'm proud to be able to work at it, and I'm really proud that these young people had the opportunity to take advantage of it. And you'll see more from them in the next couple of years. Thank you.
Right, so that's it for our readings. Please give these inspiring young authors another round of applause. So I told you, the stuff that they write always blows me out of the water with just how inspiring it is and how well they do it. And like Bob said, they go back and they learn so much through the writing process and through the editing. And they'll tell you that I make them do a lot of work in second semester especially. But I think that they learn so much from that work, and you will see that as evidence in the book that they have published. I do want to thank some people that were a big part of this. So, like again, Bob said, administration, so Mr. Todd and Ms. Mia for supporting this project, for Ms. Maher for also all of her energy and support, for my student teachers who came in weekly, Ms. Jessica and Ms. Riam, who are both here, came in after their semester was done still to work with the students and help them with their writing, and for Pages Bookshop and Susan, who's not here today, but the owner, who has so willingly decided to work with me and support the students' writing by making this real for them and allowing their books to be sold to the public. Last year's book was sold internationally. A couple copies were sold in Australia, and a local book club actually purchased the book to use as one of their monthly books. So, I'm hoping that this year's book, the same kind of things will happen, because we actually, our first book that was sold was when I first came in to set up. So we do have somebody that does not know the students that has already purchased the book and is going to get to read what the students have written. And so this kind of stuff makes me so excited for them and everything that they do. So I'm now going to open the floor to any questions that you guys may have for the students, or like I said, me, or anybody. Feel free to go ahead and ask any questions that you might have. So the book this year has been titled Let Go by one of the students, and I think it is a very appropriate title for the ideas that the students started to develop. This is my second year doing the project. Last year it had gotten picked up by Fox 2, WXYZ, and CW50. And so it is a pretty good project that's been happening, and the students always make me incredibly proud with the kind of stuff that they come up with. It always blows my mind what they write and how well they do it. Right there.
So are the students going to be available for autographs?
Yes, so after the question and answers, students will be autographing books.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes.
Who was the most nervous? Huh? I said, who was the most nervous?
This is for any student who'd like to answer. I'm just curious, what were your guys' initial thoughts when you heard about this book project? Were you like really nervous? Were you thinking like, oh, I couldn't be published in a book?
I didn't think it was going to happen.
No.
I knew I was going to be published.
Kyra says, I told Miss Wade I was going to be in the book. She had no choice. Kiana. Sorry, Kyra, not Kyra. Kiana, sorry. Yes.
Does anybody, this is again for anybody, does anybody want to continue writing? Wow. Okay, so you clearly, after the year, you're better readers, you're better writers, but aside from like the obvious lessons that you've learned, what do you think you guys will take away from this? What other maybe lessons for the learning? The friendships made. Take the microphone.
The friendships made between us all. And how to, like when you're getting ready to speak up here, how to project your voice or how to be heard and use expressions in the words so the people in the audience can go like, wow.
Like putting your emotions into the poem instead of just saying things, like putting adjectives into it so you can understand it more.
I'm more open mind, so I can understand other people's ideas of freedom and see that people are trapped in ways that you wouldn't think somebody could be trapped in.
Yes.
So now that they've done this for 10th grade, would you extend that for them until the end of their time thinking at Ben Carson?
So I only teach 10th grade, and this is not an 11th or 12th grade project. So I do this, like I said, last year was my first year with the project. So I do this every year, but they probably won't end up doing it again. I will say my creative writing students this year, who some of which were my students from last year, we worked with an organization called 826 Michigan, who actually is publishing the students for my creative writing class. So I'm not going to say no, they absolutely can't, because there are little things like that have happened. But as far as in their next English class, it's not something the 11th grade teacher does.
I was just wondering and reflecting on, because I was part of the pre-reading of this, and I was very moved by a lot, if not all, the work that you all wrote. I'm just wondering, how were you able to overcome and to share some of the personal thoughts, feelings, events in your life, and to actually put that on paper? How difficult was that for you?
Okay, so for the longest of time, I had trouble being in my own skin, because I didn't want to be dark skinned or I was fat and chubby. And my family actually helped me a lot, and there's friends. I made friends, so yeah.
If they want to continue to write, what are your suggestions for them?
So continuing to write is, first you just gotta do it. I feel like most hobbies, it's one of those things, the hardest thing is sitting down and doing it. They say with music, hardest thing is picking up your instrument, or again with writing, I also am a writer, which is why I'm a big advocate for this project, and the hardest thing is just sitting down and deciding to do it. As far as moving forward, I would recommend doing that, looking for inspiration everywhere that you can, because little things can inspire writing. And I think another big takeaway from this project that I hope the students were able to get was that their voice matters. Because this book is their voices, this book is their ideas, and they now have a public that is going to be reading those things. And I think that is incredibly important, and they have a lot of valuable things to say. And the biggest thing with writing and moving forward is recognizing that what they think and what they have to say matters, and wanting people to know that. Yes.
I have a question. For the no uniform, how would you put that? I understand that's your freedom, it's your expressions and everything like that, but what if there's a kid that cannot afford to have some of the things that another student will be able to have? How do you feel that should be addressed? And I'm totally, I don't like uniforms either, but.
So is your question about what, so is this for the student who wrote that?
Yes.
All right.
Hi, Mom. You asked him like,
What if there's other students that cannot afford to have a free dress or freedom to dress, like the other students, opposing to everyone has to wear the same type of uniform or something like that?
like students have to go out every year and buy the same uniforms?
No, but I said if they want to, if there was no uniform and they're able to come to school and dress how they want to dress. But what if there's a student that cannot afford the things that other students in the school, look as far as looking nice and stuff like that? How do you feel about that, or what would?
I haven't thought about that.
You want to?
Alright, so in my eyes, it's like, so he said that you could dress how you feel, and honestly, I say feeling poor, it could be a way you feel too, because if you see something that you want and then you can't get it at the time, you might not be necessarily poor, but then you'll feel poor. So then just like, say you only got one pair of jogging pants and like a dingy white tee. You wear that, they're like, oh, this kid looking dirty and stuff. Somebody might actually just try to help you out. But if you show how you really feel, then you can't deny that. And there's people in this world who really do care. So if you get the attention to the right person who cares, then it could be solved.
My name is Riyam, and I've had the pleasure of working with Ms. Waite in her 10th grade classroom. I've personally witnessed the growth of each of these students. They've put a lot of work and dedication in the past 4 months. Their unique style composed within these pages. They've come a long way, and I could not be prouder. I truly hope you'll enjoy their literary work as much as I have working with them. This is their freedom. Thank you, Ms. Waite, and congrats to the publishers.